Welcome back, LTD fam. If it's Monday, it's Crumbl Cooks. Okay, here we go. One of these in here. Listen, there's a few things to get to my heart. By the way, first of all, thank you everybody for liking and subscribing. We're almost to 1,000. That means we'll be going live soon as we hit 1,000 subs. Thank you everybody. There's a couple ways to my heart, and there has been ladies in the past that have tricked me into liking them because they've made my favorite desserts. You little tricksters, you messing with my heart like that. Tres leche cake, this thing, and also strawberry shortcake, which is basically what is the cake of the week. Are they doing cake of the weeks? Is Crumbl starting to do cakes of the weeks now? Because I ain't mad at it. This is a lot of my favorite things here. A lot of my favorite things. We'll go down the list here. Hopefully everyone's having a nice little, como se dice, holiday week. I know some of you take Friday off, or you take the Monday off, or whatever you do. I know what you do. I used to sit there with my HR and do my PTO and try to figure out, there's a calendar out there. I'm gonna put you guys on something. There's a calendar out there where you can get the maximum, the best days in order to get long 3-4 day weekends. You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. We're gonna go down the list here. Whew, super excited. I got this for, I'm too excited. Okay, this is a warm cookie. It feels like it's gonna disintegrate on top of me. That's the backside. So this, my friends, is the s'mores. So it's a graham cracker cookie. Let's see if I can flip this. Flip it, rub it down. Look at the big chunkies on there. Oh, it's falling apart already. Hold on. Dang it, I need a good leverage. I think that's the, so this is, you see the chocolate chips, you see the melted marshmallows, you see the little drizzy drizz. Let's get into it. This week is on fire. Oh yeah. Oh, como se dice. Holy guacamole. Oh my God. That is summer personified. Ask me to spell that. I'm not gonna spell it. A campfire wish it could. A campfire wish it could. Wow. When I say big old chocolate chips, I'm talking about extra. I'm talking casual male XL. I'm talking big and tall store. That's how big these chocolate chippos are. Oh. We're starting off strong this week. A little cafe leche. Wow. That's bringing back memories right there. All right. In my old age over here. That's doing it. All right. This one, my friends, is called the Cornbread. Very Americana. I figure that's probably why they went with this one. I'm not used to the big cookies anymore. Hold on. Let me get that dollop up here. Let me get that dollop right there. That's a good dollop. This is crumbling like cornbread. I don't know if you guys can see all that jump off right there. But this is the cornbread, honey buttercream, and also, hold on, I want to take it in a little bit. Oh, that's on fire. That's on fire. We're gonna make a little sandwich with that buttercream. Look at this. How are you? You know what I like about Crumbl? And I know that they, they plan these ahead of time, but they really look at the calendar and they really keep it on theme. That's a nice, it's a plainer cookie. It's a plainer cookie, but the buttercream is there. You can definitely taste a hint. It's only a very fine hint of honey, but it's there. Especially if you do one of these, where you get the whole aroma of the whole mouth. Yeah, That's where it's at. Now, keeping on with a little bit of land of the free. Okay? Nothing's more American than apple pie, sir. All right? Just like the good old founding fathers wanted it. George Washington. Oh. Thank you. Thank you right there. Apple pie, baby. Apple pie, apple cinnamon pie filling. Then you got the crumbs on top. Down the hatch. Oh, yeah. Let's do one of these. We'll do a little break off. A little break off so you can see the middle. I'll tell you what. There's only two things. There's only two decisions I need to make right now. I either need to stop eating Crumbl cookies, right? Brisket doesn't think that's a good idea. Look at him. He's straight up chilling. You comfy, buddy? Oh my God. This dog lives the best life. Also, if you want to, we're going to chat about life stuff after this. It's kind of a touchy subject. It's under the subject of borrowed money. It's a different type of channel, guys. We don't just eat here. We're not just pretty on the camera and eat it. No. Stick with me the whole time. This is actually, we're building community here. This is family. This is familia. Okay? We talk about real life stuff. Cookies, it's the appetizer. Now look at this. Strawberry shortcake. They give it into they give it in like a little pan. All right, we're just gonna dive in. Double layered, by the way. Dual layered. Strawberry, got that fresh whipped cream. Got that house-made strawberry jump off. Oh yeah. Don't mind if I do, guys. Give me 1 minute. And I love that they put it, I'm gonna show you in a second, that they put the filling, the strawberry filling, also in the middle. Oh. This is worth just getting by. Like, if you're trying to just get one cookie this week, you see it? If you're trying to just get one cookie this week, people keep rolling up on me. I keep feeling like it's the Crave cookie people rolling up on me, about to whack me. Because I did a side-by-side comparison of Crumbl and Crave, and Crumbl was so much better. Phenomenal. I'll take 14 of them. All right. Here goes the money bite. We take a little bit of everything else. We say this every week. It's like when you were a kid and you got the soda machine for the first time, you were allowed, right? Because before you had the adults always doing it for you, but you were finally allowed to do it yourself, and you were going to do it. Let's see. Oh boy. A little bite of everything. Which one do you guys think is the dominating flavor out of all these? It's not. It's always one that I don't think that I would think. I'm eating too much of this cake, Lupe. This is why we get the. It's a real strawberry. Lupe, stop it. Put the fork down, pal. All right. the dominating flavor on this was actually the apple. And that went together perfectly. Look at this. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se llama? All right, let's rate these up. Number 4 is going to be the cornbread. I understand why they did the cornbread. They did the cornbread because, you know, we typically have cornbread at cookouts and things like that. Number 3 this week, believe it or not, I'm kind of surprised with myself because I love apple filling. It's going to be the apple pie. It was good. It was there, and it represented itself. But the s'mores took it out of the park. Took it out of the park. But if the s'mores took it out of the park, then the strawberry shortcake literally packed up its bag and said, you know what, I'm moving to the other coast. If you live on the West Coast, it moved to the East Coast. If it on the East Coast, it said, you know what, I'm moving to the West Coast. And then those people can always talk about how the other coast was better and how they miss either the seasons or the weather. Because I'm originally from California, but I live on the East Coast, and I talk about the weather in California. But I do love the East Coast as well. Oh, man. I think I had too much. Crumbl. All right, fam. That's this week's Crumbl. Thanks for hanging. That's for the people that like to just watch the reviews and they want to skedaddle. The rest of this video is for La Familia. Let's talk about money. I think Brisket wants to come over. Give me 1 second. Come on, buddy. Whoop. Let's talk about money for a second. When it comes to money, there's a lot of things that I know better, right? I grew up from humble beginnings, and I know I try to be very careful with money. You know, but there's certain times in life where, you know, in order to, okay. Whoop. You're making this awkward, buddy. I just need to flip you like that because I know you want the window. There it is. All right. So they tell you to never let people borrow money. And here's the thing. I've been very fortunate in my life. Well, first of all, I've been very fortunate in my life that I'm always the most humble person in a room anyways. So no one really ever asks me for money because they're like, yeah, Luke didn't come from generational wealth. If anything, we're going to buy him a drink. But I'm also, you know, from coming from humble beginnings, I also know the value of a dollar, but I also know how hard it is to come by a dollar. So for the folks in my life that have ever needed to borrow money, I know that in some instances it is very, you know, there is a small hint of embarrassment that you even have to do that. There's a small hint of you know, kind of being scared because you might not get the money that you're asking to borrow, and things of that nature. So I've been very fortunate that the folks in my life, the folks that remain in my life, and the folks that I've encountered in my life have always paid me back. Fast forward to now. I let an individual borrow money a long time ago, and it was a substantial amount of money. You know, the person is a great talker, and I had such a great track record with folks paying me back and this, that, and the other. And then, you know, it's one of those people that say, yeah, all set, see you this week, this week goes by, hey, I'm actually waiting for something, give me 2 more weeks. And I get sprinkled back a little bit, you know, and it's like getting crumbs back, right? But nowhere near the full amount. So today what is going on here? Give me 1 second, guys. Actually, I can leave yours down, but I gotta put this one up. How about that? All right. So today I came to the realization that sometimes you just have to write off things, right? Because, you know, there would be times where I'm like, okay, cool, I don't need to do this because I can just grab the money that's owed from this and then just pay this. And then when that wouldn't happen, then I'm left stressed, and the person that I have to give money to is like, yo, I thought you were gonna meet up with me. And then you're like, I'm so sorry, give me one more day. I'll just go to the bank and I'll just get it out of like my account. So, you know, that happens a bunch of dozen times, then it starts reflecting on you. So, you know, I had to make probably an unpopular and an looking from the outside in wouldn't make sense decision. But I basically left a voicemail with this individual, and I said, you know what, bud? I have to go in. Today's July 1st. I have to go into the new year. I have to go into the second half of this year with like no negativity, no like extra stuff. I just need to, unfortunately, I can't rely on you for something. And I had to just go ahead and just kind of write it off. Now, some people out there be like, nah, man, that money is owed to you. That's yours. Listen, anytime you give out money, you have to expect that you ain't getting it back. You have to expect that person is going to jump up and move to Alaska, somewhere rural Alaska, and just call it a day. And you know what's funny is that I always have that mentality, except for with this person. I said, oh, this is safe. This is okay. No problem. And then that was the one time it was a problem. So what does all that mean? I just want to keep it raw and open with you guys, and just talk with you about things. This channel, I want it to be a little bit more personable. I want it to be a little bit more transparent and authentic, less influencery, less social media-esque, and just be vulnerable with each other, right? So what does all that mean? I guess it means it's one of those double-edged swords, right? It's like, when you go to a crosswalk and someone's asking for money, I think back in the day, more people used to give, and then people got jaded because, we've seen those news reports where it's like people do it as like a business, and then they go around a building, change into their regular clothes, and then they walk into a Mercedes-Benz while we're all driving Toyotas and Kias, right? So I get it, Brisket, it's okay, baby. It's okay. Hey, what's up? It's okay. It's okay. You wanted to go from here to here, and then from here to over there. Never knows what he wants. So it's always a dual thing where you don't want to lose that beautiful sparkle that you have for human beings and souls in this world, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that are just, I don't even know what they are. It's a bizarre situation. So I had to, what did I have to do? I had to make a decision to not let that linger in my head, not to even expect another dollar. Because when I tell you the amount of energy and time it always took to like take a phone call, text message, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, how we looking? Like if I could count up all those hours, it was just a waste of time. And when you're expecting something that has a low probability, like it's not even worth it. I'm in this second chapter of my life, the second half of my life, where like I need things to be a little bit more sure, if that makes any sense. So there's no real advice I can give you guys. The only advice that I want to give is take it situation by situation. But if you do lend money out, just expect that you're not getting it back. It sucks that the one time was for a very large amount, and it was for someone that was a really good friend of mine. But it is what it is. And I think that this lesson, right, take the money situation out of it and put in any other situation in life, right? Just be vigilant, but don't live don't live such a closed off life where you're not open to things and to helping people. Because there was a time when I went to Colombia, I was out there. I lived out there for like half a year in the country of Colombia, in Bogota, and I had my iPhone stolen. I forget which one. It was like one of the older ones, iPhone 5 maybe. And I remember before my volunteer trip, I would have been heated. I would have been absolutely infuriated about it all. But like something about that trip and absolutely just surrendering myself and serving others. I mean, we were working at children's homes. We were working at soup kitchens. We were working with the elderly. We were working with the whole basically population in need. And there's something when you absolutely strip yourself of all ego and you just serve others, where you become lighter, and things that used to upset you don't upset you as much, especially when it comes to money and materialistic things, right? And I get it. Listen, I am mostly hippie, but a part of me knows that we need money to put gas in the car and to buy these Crumbl cookies, right? But when this gentleman basically stole my phone, the first thought of it in my head was, damn, like, I'm gonna pray for this guy. Like, things are so bad that he had to go out there and steal someone else's things. Like, that's how bad his life is. So sometimes you gotta take things into perspective. And it's like those unique videos of like a parent forgiving someone in a courtroom that did wrong to their family, right? You're just like, oh my God, imagine, like, I can forgive you, but I don't know if God, like, you have to take that up with the universe, God, whatever your God is. You have to take it up with them, but I forgive you. So I guess that's part of it. Like, a part of me had to, I couldn't hold on to this. I wouldn't say it was so much animosity, but it was also frustration. And I would think about it all the time. And I would just be like, I don't get it. Why can't you just go Uber for like 3 months or get a part-time job for a few months just to pay me back? And, because that's something that I would do. If I owed somebody money, I would take on like 5 part-time jobs to pay that off. But I also have to understand, for everyone that's someone like you, there is someone absolutely the opposite of you in this world. I mean, there's 8+ billion of us. So that's really what it all came down to, right? I had to unload the bad debts, unload the baggage. And I guess that's my message for you guys. It doesn't always have to be exactly about money, but it can be about people in your life. It can be about, family. It can be things, right? A lot of folks like to hoard and hold on to things. So take this lesson for what it is and apply it in your life however you can. Sometimes you just have to let go. Take a breather. Go like that. Okay. So with all that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Waiting for the day that we go YouTube viral, so that we can hit the road. And part of a chapter that I want to do in my life beyond doing road trips with brisket and kind of vlogging and doing all the fun, all the interesting things, go to interesting places, share those interesting places with you guys. And you know, we're kind of limited sometimes because we do have to work, right? And we do have to like make up for money that we've loaned. Anyways, you have to continue doing things is what I'm trying to say. And you know, as you're continuously doing things, you have to have things in motion too, right? So I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys right now, and my mind goes like this inside. If you ever want to see an illustration of my head, it's going like this, and then this point has this point, and then this point has this point. So that's why sometimes I lose my train of thought. But you know, as we go for the next chapter and we're working towards things and everything else, is, you know, one of our wishes is that you know, this channel can sustain us to travel or to be on the road full time rather, and check out interesting places, visit small towns, talk to people. I want to be able to do some more storytelling, but also volunteer. I want to be able to volunteer for certain causes while we're on the road and get people excited and motivated to volunteer for different causes. You know, one of my big wishes is that a big company would bestow upon us a sponsorship where we can do some of these fun content things. So we'll keep on manifesting, and at the meantime, you know, as we grow this channel, we're almost at 1,000. And you know, keep liking, keep subscribing. I think we're going to be launching YouTube membership soon. I don't know if they launched already or not. If one of you guys wants to check, let me know if it's available or not. It takes 2 seconds, because I know that I still have to build like structures and emojis and stuff like that, but let me know if it's live or not yet. I know that we were trying to get that done pretty soon. All right, this is a long video to just talk about cookies and cash. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your time and all your devotion and all your love. Shout out to my man John. He was supposed to join me today. I said, hey, I'm heading there. He's like, damn, you go early. I was like, no worries, man. I know what he meant when he said, damn, you go early. I think he's coming back in August, so we're gonna have him jump on with us. And in the meantime, we're gonna take Brisket out for a little walk because he's ready to rock and roll. And until next time, until next time, just do your due diligence. Don't not give, and don't not believe in people just off of a couple bad situations in life. I still am very bullish, and I am also still a huge fan of human beings. I know we have a lot of softness and greatness and warmth in us, while at the same time I know we're all navigating trauma and trying to heal. You know, a lot of shadow work needs to be done, but I still believe in people. I believe that I believe it all works out. I really do. All right, guys, throw some positive energy my way, throw some extra comments my way, throw some extra likes, and let's see if we can't make up this. It's a big figure, guys. It's a big figure that I had to just mentally write off, but it's not worth the stress and the anxiety and the frustration that I carry around from it. So just gotta pretend like it never even existed. All right, we're going. All right, guys, this is a long video. We'll talk to you later. Ciao.